You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the February 18th meeting for the Long Beach Human Resources Committee. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Okay, so we're going to attempt today. Kayla went over the manual and made a lot of edits. So we're just going to review, because since the original was reviewed by the labor attorney, we want to make sure that none of the edits are, anything that we need to be concerned about. So we're looking at copies that have our edited version and then with her edits on top of that. So we're just going to somewhat read it and, just to make sure that there's nothing that we have to be concerned about. Does that sound okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
And also Deanna had gone over it, so I have her copy of where she kind of just wrote on the original version with all of our accepted changes, anything that she had found.
Okay. So we can,
Yeah, so I'll kind of look through that as well. I feel like she had things that question or two, but I'll try to just go along with that as we go and bring anything up that we need to talk about.
okay.
Okay.
So should we start with the beginning, the statement of purpose?
Sure.
Okay. We could just, maybe even take.
Sorry, Beth, that you don't have this in front of you, but I did email it out. I don't know.
Actually, I can see it. I'm looking at it. Statement of purpose. Yep.
Oh my goodness. That's impressive.
Is it that
Yep.
first, in that first document that says comparison
Yeah.
you have open? Okay, great.
Yep.
So then you could, okay, great. So Cindy and I started doing this just to kind of figure out how we wanted to proceed today. So, and I know Mark read through the completed document that Kayla did, which she did really great and a lot of hard work. Again, I just want to make sure that everything that she edited still says what we needed to say. So I guess just kind of read along. Well, you can see the purple. Anything that's not that light colored purple has stayed the same. Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, just instead of intends to establish, establishes guidelines, just everybody could read their paragraph, I guess. See if there's any questions. Okay, first paragraph looks fine to me.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Second's fine, because I'm just zeroing in on where the changes were.
So I can't see the changes, but I can see the document. So
Okay.
yeah.
So Beth, did you open that first one in the email that I sent?
So I'm looking at the comparison of original. That's what I have. So I have.
Yes, that's okay.
Yeah. So I'm on page 5 of 55, which is the statement of purpose. I see all that paragraph.
Okay.
So yeah, so if you,
Yeah,
there's
just for example, it says these departmental policies are meant to provide clarify additional procedures for instead of within each department. I think this all is fine on this page. Instead of saying, we hope you will use these pages as a ready reference, it's changed with employees are encouraged to refer to this handbook as needed. Sound good?
perfect. Yep.
And
Yes.
ability.
Deanna had said, so sorry, back to that first paragraph. The
Okay.
town council at its option may change. So it's the second to last sentence in the first paragraph. The town council at its option, she had said, circled and put a question mark of discretion. Do you like add its option or?
Or should we just take that out and say that town council may change, delete, suspend, or discontinue any part or parts of the policy at any time without prior notice? I mean,
That's fine.
Yeah, I think when you say at its discretion or option,
sounds frivolous.
yeah.
Okay,
So-
so I'm gonna,
Just
okay.
take that out.
Meg, are you gonna keep track of
I
the,
have a red pen and yes, I will
Okay.
just,
Okay.
I have it on my computer, but I'm just gonna do it this way.
Yeah, I think it's easier just looking at printed.
Yeah.
So, and then,
Okay.
applicability, that looks fine. Any comments about that?
Mm-mm.
All right.
Looks
then
good.
Next is the Non-Discrimination Americans with Disability Act.
Although where does it
What?
say she canceled out instances? However, where the council has approved and adopted further governing particular offices. Okay, I guess it's fine.
Talk about that. And then Americans with Disabilities Act.
I was good with everything there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Second paragraph looks good. All right. Any comments about the first section or?
I personally, under the third paragraph, it changed to with disabilities. I think it sounds better with a disability, but if you want to leave disabilities, that's fine too. So they can perform essential functions.
Probably disabilities better. Disabilities is one or more. So
Okay,
Yeah, that's true. They could have multiple.
Agreed.
okay.
All right. So now we're going to pregnant workers.
under that section, the very last paragraph,
Mhm.
the last line, we have or file a claim for STD benefits. I just think we need to spell that out for short-term disability.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it could mean something else. So,
Good catch. I don't even see that though in this.
yeah, it's the very last line, second line in the very last paragraph,
Different.
right before the anti-harassment.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Okay, so under the oh yeah, so are we ready to move on?
Yep. Anti-harassment. Yep.
So Deanna had written where it says, okay, so she made changes too, so let me read this. I'm good with it. And I think it addresses, Deanna had asked for any employee. Which I think, hold on.
Yeah, I didn't have any changes there.
No. Or the harassment.
Yeah, she already fixed what Deanna found. Good.
Okay. Okay, no changes in sexual harassment, just reporting procedure. Okay.
Oh, I think this was. So where it says number 3 under reporting, neither the town of Long Beach
Mhm.
nor the department heads.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like that, or should we just say or neither and nor? Can you use those in the same sentence? I
Yeah,
don't know.
usually that's correct. Either
is
or
correct?
and
Okay.
neither nor. Yeah.
Okay, then we'll leave that. I'm fine with equal opportunity.
Me too.
Yep.
Okay.
Next to employee hiring. That looks fine. There's a lot of crossouts on the outside employment one, so. Read that. Okay, that last
Yeah.
sentence. Let's see. What's the employee may be required to modify or discontinue the outside employment, or if the issue cannot be resolved, employment of the town may be affected. Is that so? The employment. I mean, do you want to say affected or terminated? Or, I mean, what would be the effect other than if you would consider termination?
So leave it as changed / ended.
I don't know.
Where are you under outside employment?
Yeah, the last sentence. The employee may be required to modify or discontinue the outside employment, or if the issue cannot be resolved, employment with the town may be affected.
Yeah, I would say terminated.
Terminated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what else are you gonna do?
Not any of those up
Affected.
there, just.
Not changed or ended, just terminated. Because that's all you would do if it was a problem, right?
Yeah, you need to make it more clear.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Employment classifications.
So where it says to help employees understand their employment status. Is that what we want to say?
Let's see, the town of Long Beach intends a.
Sentence 2 under classifications. I feel like that makes it sound like,
Mm-hmm.
I prefer so, but if nobody else does.
So it's either to help employees or so employees can understand.
Yeah.
It's kind of mean the same thing, right? If you're
That's
doing
fine.
it so that they can understand or you're helping them to understand either
I guess
way.
it's making it sound like it's their job to understand this stuff. It's not helping them understand it. It's their job to
Mhm.
understand the handbook when they read it. But if not a big deal, we can leave it.
What do you think, Mark?
I think it reads okay because I'm looking at the final version where it says the town of Long Beach intends to clarify the definitions of employment classifications to help employees understand their employment status and benefit eligibility. So I think it reads okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay.
I don't think much was changed.
No, the rest of it is
Really?
pretty,
Yeah, the rest looks good.
okay. Moving on to fair labor standards, that's the position.
Those look good.
Yep, that's good. All right. Okay, I'm good with those changes. Everybody okay with all those different changes in the position?
Yeah.
Okay, next is the personnel records.
On paragraph 3, the last line, department heads and supervisors may only access their department's employee personnel file.
Mhm.
I would recommend that at the beginning we add the town administrator, comma, department heads, comma, and supervisors may only access the employee personnel files. And the reason for that is as we go through this, a lot of the disciplinary decisions fall back to my office and I
Mhm.
often pull the personnel files. So I think it would just be good to have it mentioned in there that I have access to them.
I wonder if it would make, if it'd be clearer if you started the sentence with only the town administrator, department heads and supervisors may access their department's employee personnel files
Yeah, that'd be fine.
instead,
Do
right?
we even have supervisors?
Yeah, like I have a sergeant and a corporal who are supervisors, so there may be a need for them to pull one of the deputies' files to look at prior
Okay.
disciplinary concerns.
Because the way they have it now may only access, that's just different because
Right.
it says they can't access other things rather than saying, so start the sentence with only. And then add town administrator.
So only
The town administrator,
comma, department heads,
heads
comma,
and supervisors may access.
their departments, employee personnel files. Got it. Okay.
Oh.
Okay,
Jump to.
Otherwise, everything else looks good.
yeah.
Mhm.
Have you guys moved to termination of employment?
Yeah, that looks.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
But the next paragraph where required was changed to needed, I wonder if required is preferable.
I'm sorry, Cindy, where are you at? What part?
Under retirement, second to last sentence, the forms needed to request requirement benefits are available from PERF, or would you say the forms required to request retirement benefit? I mean, is needed,
I'm fine with that.
you're okay with?
Yeah, I am.
No, like with doing required if you.
Yeah, required.
Okay, we'll circle that, then it should be, required. Okay, so then down,
Deanna do you see anywhere
If
Oh,
you
is
go,
termination?
yeah, if you go to after discharge,
mm-hmm,
after discharge, that next paragraph says, depending on the severity of the offense,
mm-hmm,
offense is spelled wrong.
right, it should have an S.
And then I would recommend in the next portion of that sentence, the employee may be suspended pending termination to allow time for the investigation and documentation. I would recommend that we add the employee may be suspended without pay pending termination to allow time. I just hate to see us back ourselves in a corner if we're going to suspend somebody pending termination and it may be drawn out, let's say in court or something. I'd hate to
Mhm.
see us pay somebody for
Mhm,
several weeks and months.
mhm.
Good
If we're
point.
wrong- I think if we're wrong, we just give them back pay, but
Mhm.
otherwise, I think we start the suspension without pay. So otherwise, it gives them no desire to push it along. They'll drag it out. So
Mhm.
Mark, since you've been here, we always do the exit meeting,
yes.
right? Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Good.
All right, so moving on to attendance and punctuality.
On that one, under paid time off, PTO time request procedure,
Mhm,
the second bullet point, all PTO time off must be requested on a Town of Long Beach paid time off request form and approved by the employee's department head, chief marshal, or chief deputy marshal. I don't think we necessarily need it on the form. It just must have prior approval. Sometimes I'll get a PTO request either in person, email. Yeah, I don't think we need to tie it to a form. I just think it needs to be some kind of language that says that it must have, prior approval from,
must be requested and approved
Yes.
by. Okay, so we can
Mhm.
just skip that part. Requested and approved by the, okay.
yeah,
makes
and I
sense.
think that'll cover it.
Okay. Just try to work. Okay, that's good with that. The paragraph with employees are encouraged to meet with their department head to discuss, I mean, is that okay? It is expected that the employee's department head can resolve most issues. Mary, are we okay with that?
I am.
Okay. And then going on, if it's unable, go to the town administrator. If the town administrator is unable to resolve the matter, the employee shall submit a written complaint to the town council president.
Yeah, I think that works because then from there, the town council president would call for an executive session of the town council to discuss a personnel matter, and then all the council would weigh in on it. So we've had to do that in the past.
Okay.
So and it's worked.
All right, so I'm under ethics.
The only one I have in that section is the very last bullet point. No public official or employee shall allow the use of equipment, supplies, or labor of the town to perform services on any private property unless an emergency exists or the appropriate department head and the town council give specific authorization. A lot of times, if there is an emergency situation that exists, it's not going to have enough time to get in front of the town council.
Mhm.
So I was suggesting maybe that we put the appropriate department head and the town administrator give specific authorization.
Okay, so instead of town council and the town that,
And then from my role, the town council would obviously hear about it through my office.
Hmm.
I just think that kind of cleans it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it'd be hard to get it in front of the council. Meg, you agree?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay, everyone going to the next page?
yep,
Okay. Let's see.
I'm at the information system security and use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like the 7th paragraph down. It starts out with all files, documents, and records.
I don't see it. Oh, okay, you're down there. Okay.
In that paragraph, we have all files, documents, and records, whether received, created, or maintained, are public records and should not be deleted. Change should to shall not be
Mhm.
deleted or destroyed.
Okay.
So just changing that word.
Jumped ahead of me. Huh?
Sorry, I'm back at, let me just look at this conflict of interest
Right.
form.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's moved over here. Okay, that's fine. Never mind. It's just moved.
Okay. Okay, the I team.
Right above the email hacking throughout the IT, especially like under data security and protection information and instructions, we refer to the town's IT as the IT team.
Mm-hmm.
That's often, but then under email hacking,
Oh, it's IT department?
yeah, department. So do we just want to stay with team to stay consistent? So just change that to team. I think that's the only part I found us calling it department. Well, actually, there's another one down under hacking into its systems. The 3rd paragraph calls it department again.
Okay, we can email comments.
That'd be the third one under hacking into its systems. Change that to team.
I didn't read through these like you did yesterday, so I'll just come back to these sections and read them a little closer to make sure.
Let's see. Okay, IT systems, I see that right there.
Yeah. Just changing it from department to team.
Okay, and then take out that whole big paragraph underneath hackers. Okay. Same tools used. Okay. I'm good with that. Okay, I'm to personal appearances. Okay.
Yeah, I don't see anything up to there.
That is a top. Does it, any discipline, I'm reading that second to last paragraph, any disciplinary action taken against employees shall be by the department head? Is reduce the right word?
It's
Would it be documented in?
Yeah, I think it could be either one. I'm fine with either.
Then it says, yeah, it's recommended that they use the Town of Long Beach Personnel Counseling Disciplinary Action Form for this documentation. Oh, could be recorded in writing. Maybe that would be better than, I don't know. What do you think, Meg? Does reduce?
It's just trying to say that it needs to be documented,
Right.
right? So what did you want to change it to instead of reduced, documented?
Or, see, any disciplinary action taken against employees shall be, yeah, reduced to right, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's fine. We all know what it means. It just, I just don't hear that term.
Documented. in
But then it
writing
says documented later.
Further down.
Yeah, so,
for this documentation.
yeah, should be. Yeah, that's fine.
I'll underline it just to come back to in case.
Okay, just in case, just, it's fine, but if there's a little better way.
Not-
Beth, do you have any thoughts on that? She may have stepped away. Okay, alcohol and drug-free.
On the, kind of the last sentence before you go to infectious disease control, it says all department heads and supervisors will receive training to assist them in recognizing and addressing employee alcohol and drug-related issues. I recommend we change will to may.
Sorry, Mark, where's this
Yeah,
at? I think you're
okay.
ahead of us.
The infectious disease control right above it. It actually,
Sorry, Cindy, I agree with reduced. I couldn't figure out how to unmute myself, but,
Okay.
yeah, I think looking for a better word there would be good. And I know you, Meg, you said you underlined that, so.
Yeah. And maybe even captured in writing or I don't know, something, but other than reduced, I don't know. But yeah, it's just a little. And now we're looking for, okay, the tone.
Sorry, where are we now?
Yeah, we're trying to find where
It-
Mark is.
yeah, it would be, under, after assistance in the drug and alcohol section, go all the way to the end of it, right before the infectious disease control picks up. It'll be that last bullet point where it says all department heads and supervisors will receive training to assist them in recognizing. Just change will to may. Because they don't necessarily get training in that.
So that's a
Still
few
don't see
pages
it.
down.
Yeah, we're not quite, yeah, there yet. I don't. All right.
Gosh, I guess this doesn't have page.
Yeah, it's at the very end of that section.
I can't even find the
Yeah.
infectious disease. So
I'm still, yeah,
It's kind of, it's buried in all the edits and that, yeah.
I'm at the.
So Mark, if I'm on the first page of the alcohol and drug-free workplace, how many pages in? Like, there's the big green health and safety that's Xed out, and then,
It's gonna be on the fourth page, like, you're gonna go almost to the end of that section, right before infectious disease control starts off.
Drug screen. Following a conditional offer, but positive news and being rescinded. Former employees are.
yeah, I see the infectious disease, and then,
And right above that will be the last portion where it starts off, all department heads and supervisors will.
See it. I'm reading about drug tests and everything else here.
Yeah, it's well after all that.
Testing will also. That's good. Employees are required a medical authorization form. Okay.
oh, I see it. Okay.
Yeah, just change it may, or I'm sorry, will.
Will to May, okay?
Applicants. Okay. Oh, I see where you say may receive training. Okay. Caught up. The font changes under infectious degree disease, right?
Like it's smaller.
Yeah. There's a font change, size change from,
Or is it just the old stuff? Let's see. All right, well, I'll make a note and we can look
I
at
mean,
it.
it just seems, look at the difference from here to here. And I don't know, maybe it's just my glasses.
It
Small.
looks like in the final version that she's got it right, though.
Okay, all
I
right,
was gonna say it might just be because these two files
okay,
are.
Yeah.
yeah, that could be.
The final one looks like it's
Yeah,
correct.
it looks good.
Okay. Good to know. Look. Secure Department considerations. I'm at safety and accident reporting.
Mhm.
On the third paragraph, second sentence, employees must, just change must to shall. Immediately report any accident.
Okay.
You're under the safety and accident mark?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the third paragraph,
Oh, that one. Okay, got it.
that's the third paragraph.
Okay.
Okay, compensation.
Meg, in that section, I just had one question on, under the employee expense reporting. Would be the second bullet point under Town of Long Beach employees for work-related expenses. Before, we had a discussion about receipts are not required for per diem meal reimbursements unless otherwise required by law or policy. Are we going to go back to just doing the leave before noon? I don't know, say $25 after noon. Let's say if you go to Indianapolis, their rate's like $68 a day or whatever. Are we going to go back to that, or are we going to stay with providing receipts? Because I think
What is
before,
this to, so I think when you read it, did you read where the compensation is scratched out and then it starts reimbursement? It then goes under where the website was. So I think that's, so we need to probably just read these two together and make sure it lines up with how we want it. Do you see that? So reimbursements for meals and incidental expenses incurred during approved travel shall be provided on a per diem basis in accordance with rates established by the Indiana State Board of Accounts. So I think the website's now gone, but then it says we're following the State Board of Accounts. Expenses eligible for reimbursement outside of per diem, including lodging and registration fees, must be supported by appropriate documentation.
and I'm fine with
Business.
not doing the receipts and that we just do the per day amount. I know that's what a lot of other municipalities do. So I just want to make sure you were comfortable with it. So.
But as I think what you were maybe hinting at, is it a flat per diem or is there like a half per diem if it's a half day?
Yeah, and it's spelled out by the State Board of Accounts. It's like if you leave before noon, I think it's like $25. And then if you leave after noon, I'm sorry, if you leave before noon, it's the full amount. But if it's after that, then it's only $25. You get like half. So,
Okay.
and then it depends on the area that you travel to as well, because the per diem's different.
Yes. Are there any other scenarios or situations where it's not for a conference or education that paragraph would apply to?
No, typically it's
You know?
when we send somebody for training or something like that. You know, if we send them to the academy,
Because are you thinking you want to remove the receipt paragraph entirely?
no, I just want to make sure that you're good with just the flat rate. So using the State Board of Accounts guidelines. So, because I just know there was one time before where we were asking somebody for receipts and they didn't save their receipts. And then we felt bad about it because they just thought they got a flat rate.
I
So-
guess, like, is that an HR decision on how we treat, reimbursement? I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, I think it's.
I know you've said this is how other places do it. This is what we've been
Yeah,
practicing.
that's how I know, I told my.
It is definitely more expensive for the town potentially
Which way?
but-
Which way?
Per diem,
for DM.
Right. Without the receipts, you're
Like-
saying?
yes.
If I go to a conference and the conference in the cost, breakfast and lunch are provided,
Yeah.
and
then
I
you
go out to
submit a
lunch and spend X amount of dollars, does the town care? Because at that point, it's just, and not that we don't trust our employees, it's just
Sure.
our employees then not going to be held as accountable to their 5 days on.
Yeah.
And do we care? Not that we don't care, but you see my point. This is not I don't really have experience in this.
Yeah. I just know from my prior employment, you would have some employees when they travel that they would meal prep, take their own meals with them and then collect their per diem. And, you'd hear all the stories and that. So I think the county recently, I think the LaPorte County may be at $50 a day now or whatever. They just have a set rate. And I think it's by ordinance. So I think whatever we do, we just need to have it in our handbook so that when it comes to an audit later, that we can refer back to the handbook and say, this is our set amount. So,
Mm-hmm.
so I
I
think,
think we already discussed this and we kind of all agreed that we thought the per diem is fair. And
right.
I think this,
Saves
The last-
time too. I mean,
yeah,
just
it's
Which,
that.
which way saves
Per
time?
diem rather than having to look at receipts and.
Yeah. It's it's easier for everybody just if you do the flat rate. But I guess I was just wondering, do we set a flat rate and then stick with that flat rate?
Because the last you thought the state one was like $68 or
I
something.
think for like Marion County, for Indianapolis and that. So maybe we should just look that up before we finalize that and see what the rate is.
Yeah.
Because then I guess what I was getting at is maybe we set it at a flat rate of if you leave after noon, you get $25. So in other words, that would cover your evening meal. And then if you left in the morning before noon, maybe we set it at $70, $60, $65, whatever, So, but I'm just throwing it out for discussion and maybe we should just look at it before we send this off to the council. So that's all.
You have a
So-
note of that to look.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, I do.
and maybe while Trista's here today, you can kind of ask her thoughts on it too, just to see what other,
I can do
she,
that.
she may know what other towns or cities are doing too. So, yeah. I just thought maybe if we had a set dollar amount in there, it's not often that you would change it. I mean, I think inflation's hit us for the last several years. So whatever we set now, I think we would be good for a few years, but just throwing that out. So
Mhm.
for thoughts.
Okay.
That's a good one. All right, overtime.
Overtime, Meg, the only thing I seen in there that I think I'd like to add is that we don't have in the overtime section, the OPO double time pay for our marshals in there. We should probably add that.
Yeah, because it was approved by council.
Yes.
That is correct. So.
And I would just put in there that the overtime rate for state and federal traffic safety enforcement programs shall be at the rate of double time, something to that effect. I think it'd just be nice to have that mentioned in there since that's what we're actually paying, which is also approved by the state. So.
Now, I thought of this and didn't bring it up. And it was approved, so it's really a moot point, but the cost of gas, the cost of, increased benefits from increased hours worked. Those are all probably, that's just coming at an extra cost to the town from a program like that. But,
Yeah.
again, council did approve it, so.
And the other point to that is like especially in the spring and summer months, when we have an officer that's working the traffic safety program, the grants, we have our normal on-duty officer. Then we have the officer who's being fully funded, all the pay that is coming from the state and federal grant. It's a benefit to the town. We have an extra layer of having another person that isn't costing us anything other than the fuel, obviously.
Mhm.
When they're on OPL hours, they can go to any calls.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. They track it all in their activity report and that. So, yeah, they're there to back up the on-duty officer. And so, no, it's a nice benefit, especially when we don't have to pay out any of the overtime. And sometimes we'll try and schedule the traffic enforcement overtime on a Friday, Saturday night when we know we're busier. So then I don't have to pay overtime to have somebody out. The grant covers the overtime. So yeah, it's kind of a switch off, but I do see your point. So, And the overtime, that was the only thing I had, was just adding the OPO overtime. Are you guys at the pay period paychecks?
Yeah, to the wage and benefit changes.
The law requires that section. I do think read that one and just make sure. Oh, I guess, let's see.
What section, Meg?
Where it starts, the law requires that certain deductions.
That's under what paragraph?
Second
Under
paragraph, oh,
Where it says
paychecks.
paychecks.
Yeah, maybe
And it's
fourth paragraph.
Kind of, yeah, the fourth paragraph.
So this will require to deduct social security, Medicare, tax, which one is up to the applicable wage base established.
Applicable wage base established by federal. Hmm.
And what were you recommending there?
No, I'm just making sure it's okay.
Oh, okay.
We took out a specified limit that is called the Social Security and or Medicare tax.
Yeah, where it says now the town matches the amount of social security and Medicare taxes. I think that reads okay.
Mhm. I'll just look up that applicable wage base is correct. I think it probably is, so. I guess wage base was already there, actually.
Mhm.
Okay.
Under the work time recording, only thing I would recommend on the work time recording is that we add a line in there that employees, the individual employees responsible to complete the timesheet, because it starts, the paragraph says, at the end of each 2-week pay period, department heads report all time to be paid for each employee. That's true. They turn in the timesheets and review, but each employee is responsible to complete their own timesheet. And then they have to accurately document it, and then they have to sign their timesheet too. So I think we just need to add something about the employee responsibility part.
I would say like it is the employee's responsibility to complete and signed
Bi-weekly timesheet
lease sheet.
that shall be submitted to their supervisor at the end of each 2-week pay period.
And sign bi-weekly.
Is it to the supervisor though, or it just goes to,
Well, eventually it makes it to both you and I, so. But like Cody gives his to Tom, and then Tom brings it in, and Austin to Greg, and
okay. Are we doing away with the time cards? You and I can discuss that.
for the
Kayla
overtime,
Discussed it.
I think the overtime, the PTO, we can. As
Okay.
long as it's all on the timesheet, I think that's the one-stop record for everything. I'm comfortable with it.
Yeah, because I think if employees are not completing those, if they're just doing them
Right.
as a step,
Mhm.
I think it varies where, and it probably varies if you've had PTO or there was a holiday. If it's a straight, you worked your 80 hours or
Right.
60 hours and you input them. So I don't know how helpful those are if they're not being done real time
Yeah.
the day that those
And they're not. I think
items. Okay.
the comment section now covers overtime worked. Like if they put down they worked 2 hours, they now know in the comments they have to put down 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. They
Right.
can't just put I worked 2 hours overtime. I need to know what those hours were. Actual time. So
Mhm.
so other than just adding the employee responsibility, that's the only thing I had in that section.
Mhm.
And then Meg, you and I discussed this yesterday under employee benefits. The employee benefits general statement.
Mhm.
Underneath the following is a list of benefit programs available upon the start date of regular full-time and regular part-time employees. For life insurance, we have it notated there for both regular full-time and regular part-time. But then when you go farther into this, under the actual life insurance section, we only have regular full-time listed
Mhm.
under the header of life insurance.
So,
But okay, life insurance is,
so see how it has regular and then regular part-time and part-time. And then right here, it just has.
yeah, so which is it?
Yeah.
Let me go to the original
Mhm.
and I could see this isn't the red line though, but I have it on my computer for what, if we changed anything or if that's how it was.
I don't know.
Is it in the stuff you sent this morning?
What'd you say? Sorry. I did send both uh, the old one, but it's not the red line, but I have the red line. I can open it up.
You have it here? Or do you want to? Is it the first attachment or second?
It would be, well, it's none of those actually.
Neither of those, okay.
Let me just look really quick.
All right.
Or life insurance, here it is. Yeah, so it had said full-time and
The reason we asked Cindy is we have a regular part-time employee that was hired with a different benefits package than our other regular regular part-time employee. And one has life insurance currently and the other one doesn't. So,
I would expect the first one did and the second one doesn't. Did it go in that
the
order?
first one,
Does and the second one, the one hired.
I'd have to look
first
at
has
the,
it, and the one
yeah, I'd have to
hired
look at the
later
higher dates just to make sure, because I'm not clear on that. Yeah,
well,
just,
and how about I talk to Trista too about what our handbook says versus a negotiation that's made that falls outside of it
outside the handbook,
and how the state board views that.
yeah,
You could say, the way you could get around it is employees hired after such and such a date.
true. Yeah,
Or it's for full-time employees or full regular part-time hired before a certain date. That way.
exactly. Yeah.
There
I
is
think
no-
though, that's not gonna help us
Oh, okay.
with the dates.
The one was hired before the, yeah, that's why I kind of thought that, but I wasn't for sure.
But you still could put it in going forward if you don't want to continue to offer it. And then negotiate that
Yeah.
one.
I just know we can't take it away from the one employee that's had it and then the other one that doesn't. I know there were certain terms of the one employee. So like I shared with Meg, those terms probably need to be condensed to writing and put in the personnel file of that employee so that it clarifies why they receive such benefits.
Mhm.
I actually started and had looked into, but need to probably, again, reduce it to writing.
Right, reduce it to writing.
Okay, I'm
But-
almost there.
But aside from that one issue we talked about, I think when we look at the life insurance, typically it's just your regular full-time employees.
Seems to
Okay,
make sense
so-
to me.
The way it, to me, it looks like it used to say the following is a listing of benefit programs available for employees. And then it went into each one and it said regular full-time or regular part-time.
Under the life insurance?
Yeah, and it did have regular full-time and regular part-time on life insurance.
Hmm.
But
I
yes,
bet you if you check the records of what we paid over the years, you're only going to find it was for your full-time employees. I think it's always been maybe that way, just nobody's ever caught it. But definitely we got to clean that up before we approve this.
Yep, that would be a big one.
right, because I need direction and Mark does too when we hire somebody and how we're going to handle
Right.
the current.
Mhm.
Okay. So,
So yeah, so maybe highlight that one
okay.
in both sections.
Well, and maybe we can put a list of these, it's only 2 or 3 items in the end that, when we send this to council that either need to be discussed, or do you think?
I think discuss with
Is that
Trista and
one-
resolve it
Okay.
prior to sending it to council.
And then just put what? Okay. I don't know if Trista will, that instance, but then do we want life insurance for part-time?
I would say no, right, going forward,
Because we do the health insurance.
right?
What were you gonna say, Mark?
Typically, I've never seen it for part-time before, but not to say we can't do it, but so typically that's one of those things that you usually have for your full-time employees.
Well, and even the PTO, short-term and long-term disability plan really doesn't say
Doesn't say
regular,
which one.
part-time, and
Mm-mm.
probably, like, what are we doing with that one? Or is that a given that has to be?
I think we need to define it if it's going to be one or the other. And typically, again, in your part-time employees, you don't typically find that for part-time.
I think we need to be consistent and put,
Hmm.
regular full-time after that then.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. And then I need to talk with her about.
And the health savings account, is that for,
Just for the full-time.
yeah, it doesn't say that, so.
What did you say, Cindy?
The
Sorry.
health savings account, maybe you should say regular full-time.
Yes, because that is not same. Yeah.
Right, it doesn't.
And I
say.
think that we actually added both of those.
Okay,
So they've not, and I think we just overlooked at
okay.
that time. So
All
regular
right.
full-time there as well. Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's the only other two, I think. Okay.
And is the Hoosier Start for,
Full-time.
because that says all employees as well. Voluntary for all town of Long Beach employees.
Should be full-time.
For all full-time.
All full-time,
It's a good catch.
time. Surprised we missed all this, but
Yeah.
that's okay. For all full-time. doesn't even need to say.
Oh, I'm sure after we do this, we'll find a few more things.
Yeah, well, and having other eyes is good, and Kayla did great work on, you know,
Yeah, I think once you
of it, so.
get everything that you're documenting and read today to Kayla and then get that updated, then I think we go through that version one more time and then
Okay.
it should be
Yeah, and
about
like I
there.
said, in another week and a half, I'll be a lot freer, and can really spend more time on this in our final stages here.
Right.
Okay, the bereavement looks okay to me.
Yeah, that was good.
And then we already talked about the life insurance being for full-time, retirement health insurance. Oh boy, this is the town provides 13 paid holidays.
And actually the retirement one, Deanna graciously actually wrote down that ordinance, so let me get there really
The
quick.
ordinance number.
Uh-huh.
Mhm. Yeah, I think just having the reference to the ordinance number and then they refer to that for full explanations best.
Wait, it's not
2025.
2025
It's 8,
08.
008.
Okay.
So I'll get that in there.
Mhm.
And should it say she had wrote down instead of retired police officers? Where's that at?
Is it all employees?
Public safety employees? Does
Oh,
that
okay.
sound better?
Mhm.
Let me just-
Yeah, but
Or,
I would be careful with the public safety because we don't offer it to fire. So
okay, we'll just leave it
But-
how it is then.
yeah, I would
Great.
say I'd leave it.
Fire employees?
No,
So-
we don't. But I wouldn't want
Okay.
our volunteer
Okay.
staff to think.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right, just put it there.
yeah, it's typically for your paid employees.
Okay.
Why are the holidays for the town marshal spelled out when it's the same ones as the other holidays?
It is.
I think it's because of what the preceding paragraph says, probably.
Yeah, like how Easter for us is the Good Friday and Easter for them is the Sunday, but they don't get the Good Friday. So there's a little bit of difference.
But it doesn't say that on the list. It just says Easter.
But up above for regular town employees, number 5 is Good Friday for them.
Okay.
And then number 5 for the town marshals is Easter.
Number 6.
Okay, I see that.
Yeah.
But then is the second list necessary?
So
that's
where it changes. Or sorry, Easter, yeah.
But it,
So town employees get Good Friday,
mhm,
and marshals, it's Easter Sunday.
okay.
Yeah.
So I see Good Friday.
Otherwise, the holidays are all pretty much the same.
And I guess, Mark, you and I have to come back to 4th of July. I'm gonna make a note to decide, so.
That's a big one for us. That's our most expensive day of the year.
The
Yeah.
handbook states that it's your decision, so are you good with that?
It's my decision.
Mhm.
It
What part?
says, where did it say that? The town administrator will determine the observed day.
Oh, that's for,
It's under the town one, actually.
oh, you're talking about picking the day.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like for that scenario that we'll have this year.
Yeah, because it's right this year.
decide
Yeah,
for-
this year it falls on a Saturday, so we gotta decide to give them July 3rd off or give them July 6th off.
Mhm.
I'm assuming most will want the 3rd off
Mhm.
before the holiday. So,
Oh, you were concerned about the office.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll be here. I'm just worried about the walk-ins and stuff like that. You know, thankfully we don't have the golf cart permits this year because that's all starts
that
next
helps.
year. So,
I think it'll be this year and even next year, and then it'll fall off of the
Yeah,
weekend.
right.
Then we're
for a
back
few
to
more years.
weekday.
And then we'll have a few more quieter
Yeah.
years. These are big years here.
Like anything else, we'll get through it. We always do.
Longevity pay, that looks fine, right? Yep.
The PTO and that's the next section I've got. The table in the new layout that Kayla has under PTO, under regular part-time employee benefits. She's got 1 to 35 years and 45 plus years. I think what that was supposed to say is 1 to 3 years.
So, um,
Meg and I
Almost
talked about
printed
that
weird
yesterday.
where it starts, so after the holidays, it starts page 2 of 70. So I think I'll just, something goofy happened with combining the files maybe, but so Mark's on page 9 of 70. If you keep going. That's where the table is. Is that, or are you
I
on?
only have 8.
10, I'm on 10 of
Okay,
70.
mine stops at page 8.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, maybe I didn't grab them all. Well, here, you can look
Oh.
at this one.
okay.
Yeah, I'm on the edits, I'm on page 10 of 70.
So the 4, yeah, we know about the 1 to 3 years and then.
Mhm,
4 plus.
mhm.
Yeah, the 5 just needs to come out.
45 years plus, yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's just a type.
By those hours as well,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure they're correct. We may need to look at, yeah, okay, but do we want to go back? Did you already look at everything before this, Mark, and it looked?
I
okay?
did. Yeah, I know you have another meeting, but everything looked good.
Yeah, okay.
All right, well, that's PTO, regular 40 hours, get this 2 hours. We approve to do it upon employee's request, special circumstances.
On 14 of 70, Meg. It might be a little bit ahead of you, but just the clerk treasurer just needs to be corrected in there. They've got clerk, comma, treasurer.
Just take out that.
Take the comma out.
Mhm.
It's in 2 different areas there under the management paragraph.
Mhm.
Mark, remind me, so under the page 13 of 70 at the top. So the voluntary, let's say someone gets their PTO bank on January 1st of 100 hours. We would pay them out anything through the end of the year
'Cause
if
that's-
it's voluntary.
Yeah,
if
because that's
it's-
time earned in the previous year.
Right,
So
okay.
but
And
if
then
they
if
are
they're,
discharged, they don't get it
got it.
if they're
And that's what
terminated.
this says, right?
Yeah.
Will not be able to receive payment or any remaining PTO. Got it. Good. Okay.
And then under the general information, I know this one's probably going to be a topic of discussion with a couple of our employees. The smoking and vaping.
Mhm.
Currently, we have a couple employees that either vape or smoke in their vehicles occasionally. So I know this is something new. I don't think was this in here before about not in the vehicles, Meg?
Well, on
Was
yeah,
it?
company property or in the, right, we said.
I think the only part we added was about on public property. We added some about vaping and if I recall. But let me get down there and
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, municipal buildings and town-owned vehicles.
Just wondering the original handbook if it was in there for vehicles.
Look right now.
I just know I'm going to hear from those 2 or 3 employees about it, about what brought this about, who complained, and the typical, how did,
We did add, it used to say inside all municipal buildings and we added and town-owned vehicles. And then it had read employees are only allowed to smoke and we added and or vape. And then it had already said outside of municipal buildings in designated areas.
right. So the vehicle ones, I know of the 2 employees I know of that either vape or occasionally smoke in the vehicles. I've been in those vehicles and they are well maintained. I will say that in their defense. But again, it's going to be a council decision on how we want to handle it. Because I know I will get some pushback from those couple employees, so. And they're probably first thing they're going to ask is, well, it's never been in there before. Why did we all of a sudden add the vehicles? So, and I
You could say
see
you're
it,
updating a manual and.
yeah, and I see it both ways. I just want
The
to,
only comment is our employees work very closely together. And if an employee is a smoker
And
and
riding with
one is
somebody.
not,
Sure.
and how do you speak up? And
yeah, subjected to it.
also if an employee retires or leaves and then someone else.
Vehicles, somebody gets. the
Yeah, that's,
smoking.
so I do understand also that employees have worked here many years and not been
Right.
subjected to this regulation. So I don't know if I wrote down council decision, if you want to.
I just think I just want to make it known to the council members that it's new
Mhm.
and that in case an employee comes forward to a council member, why did this happen? I don't want the council to be blindsided by it.
Mhm.
So that's
Mhm.
all.
That's a
So,
good one. Okay.
but
Yeah, it can warrant additional discussion. I'm fine with that.
yeah.
So,
And maybe Cindy, I think when we present it to the council, that's how we kind of explain to them. There are a few things in here that were slight modifications, but then there are a few things that are totally new, being the no smoking in the vehicles. The other is, I talked to Meg about this yesterday. I think we need to add a section, reference our annual employee performance evaluations.
Mhm.
We now do those that we did not do when the previous handbook was updated. And that would be another one that, the council would be alerted to, is that, we're adding this section as well because this is new. And I just think that we add it towards under the general information section, just put a small section in there, annual employee performance evaluations. And then just put a couple lines in there of, that we do them annually.
I think that's a great idea.
And that we ask that they be returned by, or be completed by April 1st of each year, stuff like that. So. Aside from that, that's,
I think it's understandable and it should be able to be explained that there has to be fluidity every time you update this, because even like all the cybersecurity things, it's a
Mhm.
different world than it was the last time it
True.
was done. And I think that
Yeah.
awareness around smoking is that we're at a different place than we were the last time. And
and vaping wasn't here
vaping,
5
yeah, that
years
wasn't
ago.
even a thing.
No,
So
and now it is.
It,
yeah.
I'll also ask Trista, or maybe Mark knows how often we clearly, I think the last update was maybe 17 and then
For the handbook,
some changes were made in
21.
22.
21 or 22. Yeah.
But those were not really
They weren't big changes.
memorialized.
Yeah.
like not distributed to employees. So, do we make it a 5-year thing where we sit like this?
Sure.
Hopefully not as in-depthly as we've done. I
Yeah.
don't think that will be necessary, hopefully,
No,
but just to make sure that what we're practicing is.
no. I mean,
what's in there. So,
honestly, it's taken us a while to do this, but it's been a very good exercise because we're getting things in that need to get in there. We're updating things that needed updating. And no, I'm very appreciative of everybody's work. It makes all of our lives easier because it gives guidance to our employees, guidance to the supervisors. So it helps everybody that's involved.
yeah,
So,
thanks for everyone's time and efforts.
yeah.
Especially you, Beth, being on vacation. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Beth.
Hopefully you're sitting in the sun.
Kayla for.
No, I'm here and, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. And just, I'm curious, Chief, how do other municipalities, do you know what their rules are with smoking in vehicles? Because I agree, I think it should be included. However, can we give them like some kind of time frame to adhere to the new, I mean, instead of just dumping it on them, I think it's important to understand what the rules are. And maybe does Indiana have state rules about buildings and
The buildings, they
smoking?
do.
And,
The buildings,
Yeah.
they do. In fact, Michigan City's town council last night increased the length of footage from the building. I think they went from like 8 to 20 feet away from the building that you have to be so far away.
okay,
My prior employer had a no smoking policy in vehicles. So that's,
Yeah.
nothing new to other towns and cities. And I think all to the reasons like Cindy said is, if somebody else gets the vehicle, you trade. the
Right.
vehicle in.
Mhm.
It's just,
Yep.
it's going to be a learning curve for a couple employees.
Mhm.
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, luckily better weather's on the way.
Right.
Yep.
Right. All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thank
All right, thank you.
So,
Take care.
Sorry, real quick.
Yep.
I'll work with Kayla and give her these changes, or I can do them. And then we want to meet again to go through one final edition, or does everybody want to do that? If I can send it out to you, do it ahead of time? Do we want to get this to council?
The plan was to get it to council for April.
Mhm.
So
Agreed, yeah.
I think we should see it.
So we
before
should
that.
meet
Yes.
one more time in March
Yeah,
for any
I will not be
final.
able to meet, but I trust you guys can do it without me.
yeah, we'll run through it and make sure that all the stuff we
great.
discussed today is in there. And then you'll see it for the April meeting.
Yeah, and if you send it to me, I'll for sure read it.
Yeah, we'll send it out. Yep.
And I think with the goal of, if you get it to the council in April, and then at the May meeting, have the ordinance to go with it, approving it for May's meeting, or first reading in May, second reading June, however the council would like to proceed. So, and I think mid-year, then we're up and running, be ideal to have June 1, 2026 on it as a new effective date.
Mhm.
So,
Yep.
yeah,
Great.
wonderful.
Thank you.
All right. thank you
Okay, great.
so much, Beth.
Beth.
Safe
Thank you.
travels,
Take
Beth.
care.
Yep, safe travels.
Thank you. Take care.
You too.